First, that was the most important narrative of the entire film, is because that film with that lead never existed until now. It is the first of its kind to ever be done. And then secondly, when I understood what the movie actually had in the middle of it, like what the energy was, the vibrations was inside of it, I'm like, oh man, this is crazy. Just as an African-American filmmaker thinking like, wow, here's someone that sees something and is willing to risk it all to expose what she's seen, and she's a cop. I'm like, oh, I've never seen that. It was everything in me that wanted to have the movie made. The idea was to how do you figure out how to stay right in the middle and make something that's so complex, so fun, so entertaining, but at the same time has such a deep meaning and message that audiences want to watch it, scream at it, see it, but then at the same time have conversation about it. And I was blessed enough to have that skill set on this film. It's the most important movie I've ever made, and it's the funnest movie I've ever made in terms of like being able to work with people like Tyrese and Naomie. I truly believe they're gonna be a lot of award buzz around them. And if it's not, then they need to start talking about it now, because it's very rare that you make a film that is this current, this polarizing, with this type of performance.
You know, the first time we connected was almost a 3-hour meeting at Deon's office. And that's when kind of the realization that we're about to make something that's gonna be culture shifting set in for me. Naomie, she elevated every scene and selflessly brought us all up with her.
You have to see it in the cinema. You have to. Dante Spinotti, the cinematographer, Public Enemies, Heat, Last of the Mohicans, The Insider. So when you talk about art and light, this movie is that. Secondly, it is the most relevant cultural event you will have this year. There is nothing more in tow with what's going on right now than Black and Blue. So I would say those two things first. Then third, the performances are through the roof. Absolutely incredible. I don't think I've seen a movie in the last few years that have captured community, police officer, and those two things marrying together to make this incredible, high-paced action thriller.